Hi, my name is Jeff Messino. I'm a fifth-year student at Mason Gross, photography major. I came into this school thinking that I was going to be a filmmaker and be a big-time movie director and first day video one. It turns out to be all experimental video. So I had to adapt to what I was taught, and I came into my own came into my own and realized that I liked photo better than video, but I still enjoyed the sound making of video. But I did a piece with a loose narrative with 35mm color, and then from here I went to I did my first foray into digital photo, where I focused on doing close-ups of objects that made the viewer have to engage in the photo and try to maybe figure out what it is, and also focus on trying to make it look like a painting or like with textures. And then from there, I did a set of somewhat smaller in size, but the same basic theme, where it's a close-up of objects that you can't really tell what it is. And from here, I heard sound from the images, and I created a sound piece that I put two photos together and projected it on the wall, and you heard the sound piece, and basically, wanted to, you felt the emotions and stuff. All right. So basically, what is going on with your work, I guess.
How long have you been doing photography and stuff like that?
I've been doing photography for the past 3 years, and then before that I was doing video. So I've been doing some type of photo or video imagery for the past 4 or 5 years now. I guess in the past year I've actually, because before I was doing both at the same time. I would have a video class that I was doing like documentary style stuff or experimental stuff, and then I was in my photo classes. I basically were doing. It's different. It was like since in the past year I've gotten a lot better in video making, filmmaking, but since the beginning of photo, I've just really succeeded in just taking pictures, and I feel like I have a good, photographer's eye. I have a good eye of framing things and setting up photos. And photo and video. Photo, you can, it's different. Photo, you can just put a lot of stuff into one photo and have series of photos, and someone can experience it that way. But with video, video is basically moving images, which is basically a bunch of images put next to each other and fooling your eye into thinking that it's actually moving, it's actually real life. So I feel like right now I'm better. I feel more comfortable with photo, but I also want to, in the near future, still do video and incorporate the photos and the stuff that I've learned in photo in my video. Yeah, some of my in my video background, my influences were people like David Lynch and Peter Greenaway and Kenneth Anger, and their stuff is very experimental and kind of absurd and just creepy stuff. And a lot of my early work, my imagery was very creepy, and the sound work was very creepy and kind of gave people nightmares. But with photo, I guess I used my influences from film and video, and would set up the photos like that, or try to tell a story with the photos like them, where it's a loose narrative. Or like David Lynch, he was a painter before he became a filmmaker, and basically the story is that he saw a painting, he was doing one of his paintings, and a gust of wind came and moved the painting, and he saw that, oh, I should be doing film, moving images. So, and I also get very much influence from music and from sound, and just from what I see around. I wish I could just have my camera out every day and just take a picture or take video of people on the subway or just landscapes. And I really, really like just from someone on the subway to a junkyard or something you see outside the window on a train. So pretty much you can find art anywhere, and what makes you an artist and what makes it art is then the way that you capture it and the way that you present it, which, you know, because anyone nowadays, the act of taking photos has just been dumbed down to its lowest level ever with everyone having a digital camera. So now you have to, art photographers and social documentary photographers have to somewhat step up and focus more on the craft, and also, you know, differencing and separating themselves from what people just put online on Facebook and such.
Okay.
I like, for most of my work, I want the viewer to have their, like, just experience an emotion or a feeling from some of the work, to experience an emotion or a feeling through my photos and through the sound, and also, like, I just want them to experience something that then that when they leave, they can remember it, or yeah.
That they can remember.
Yeah.
And cherish it.
Yeah, yeah, and then it, like, just hopefully it's just something that engages their mind, and that hopefully with my thesis, you know, it'll, you know, all their senses, they'll experience it. I want to create an experience that they will remember, and that they will then, once they see something like in the real life, it will remind them of that.
Okay. And you was talking about thesis. Like, do you have an idea for your thesis?
One of my ideas that I have is a continuation of my project from last year, which was the 2 photos projected on a screen and creating a sound piece through that. Basically, what I want to do is create some type of an experience that you see. Look at the photos. My first idea was you look at the photos, and I would have speakers set up around you, and that you would feel the vibrations of the speakers, and then maybe delve into, like, you know, fans, or where, like, if it's a cool blue photo, you will feel cold and there'd be cold air. Just basically, I want all the senses to be affected by it. And now, after seeing some of the galleries that we've had to go to, I want to incorporate some of my earlier work of, like, documentary and some narrative, and basically figure out what the subject matters are going to be for the photos. So maybe still use some of the abstract photos that I have, but also have them be set up next to each other, set up next to a photo of some documentary or, like, a landscape, and then create a sound piece from that will connect the photos, both photos, the abstract ones, to the documentary or to the landscape or to narratives, and present them either on the wall where you stand and look at them, or, like, and have something hanging from the ceiling or you, like, lay down. Basically, I want the viewer to interact. That's another thing. I love pieces that have you interact with them, and that's another thing I want to try to achieve with my thesis, is something that you have to interact with, and basically just, you know, make you are the piece. You feel like you are part of the piece.